Hi, my name is Bridget Estiby. I am a union Journeyperson Carpenter out of Dubuque, Iowa, local 678. After I graduated from high school, I decided to be a teacher. I taught in the self-contained autism room for about 4 years. And then I had my little girl, Aaliyah. She was healthy, born healthy. And then at her 4-month checkup, they found a cataract in her right eye. With students with autism, they need routine, consistency, and I couldn't always be there because Aaliyah had a lot of appointments. She had 4 surgeries. I needed to be down here in Iowa City a lot, post-surgery appointments, regular checkups to make sure the lens in her eye was working well. I couldn't be there for my students the way that I wanted to. I needed a job where I could just leave my job and go home and be her caregiver and her mom and whatever she needed. Teaching didn't let me do that because I was taking home IEPs. I was with students with autism. I had to look at every student and make lesson plans, writing lesson plans for each student, and that was taking a lot of my time, and I loved it. I love teaching, and I teach Aaliyah every day, but I needed something that I could just leave at work and come home and be her mom because I am a single mom. So I chose to become a carpenter. I thought carpenters laid carpet. I didn't know that they did all these other skills until I got into the apprenticeship. So I looked at the hourly wage and my benefits, and it was better than what I was getting before. Even though I was working year-round, I still could provide the life that my daughter and I deserved and needed. So I went through the apprenticeship program. It took me 4 years. It is 4 weeks every year for 4 years. I graduated in August of 2022. So I just recently became a journey person. And I wouldn't change it. I enjoy it very much. After I resigned from my teaching position, I had a few months, because we were prorated, to figure out what I wanted to do, because I wanted a career that could last for many years, where I could have a pension or a retirement fund and things like that, what I could do for the rest of my life before I retired. I got to go on job sites to see what they did. I did a little research on my own to find out what they did, and when I was talking to a foreman, they said that if you're not comfortable doing something, or you don't have the strength, because some things are very heavy. Now I do have the strength, but you don't have to do it, or you can ask for help, and people are more than willing to help you. I asked more about what is the apprenticeship program? What do you do? What's there? And it was hands-on learning. I'd have to travel to Cedar Rapids for 1 week, 4 times a year. So we would be learning about OSHA standards. We'd be learning safety standards. We'd learn what we do, concrete, interior systems. There's so much things that we can do as carpenters. And then we get to go into the shop, and we get to use our hands, because I'm a kinesthetic learner. I'm a tactile learner, I'm a visual learner. So it was a very program that really taught to what I needed, and the teachers were very receptive to what I needed, because as a teacher, I could tell you how I learned and what I needed from them to help me learn. And they were very receptive to it. And before I knew it, August 2022 came around, and I was a journey person. I was out. So when I joined the union, it was learning on the job site. So the journey person, or even a 4th-year apprentice, who would definitely have way more knowledge than first-year apprentice would help walk me through what it would look like, what I need to do, things like that. And most of them were very helpful. And that's why I chose carpentry versus another trade. I liked what I could do. So carpentry, I could build things and make things with my hands. I can drive past someone's house and say, I put those windows in, I did that wrapping job. And I knew that I liked working with my hands, so I thought carpentry was a perfect fit, besides the benefits and the life that my daughter and I deserve. Looking back at my childhood, my dad and my brother and my grandpa, they were like handymen. So that really kind of piqued my interest, but I never had the confidence to do like shop or anything in high school, or even go out and be in the garage with my dad to learn things like that until, 27 years later. So those are some of the reasons why I chose carpentry and why I like carpentry. I learned that I love laying floors, and I love laying out walls and things and stuff like that. It was Medline. That's where I built my first stud walls and stuff like that, and I enjoyed that immensely. But I don't remember the place, but I remember I Snapchatted my friend who was also a carpenter. I was like, I set my first window. I did it all. I did the trim, I made it level and plumb. I mean, of course the guys came over and checked on me, and I asked them questions if I needed it, and I insulated, foamed it, and I coiled it, and I caulked it on the outside. I said, I did my first window all by myself. I was like, it was, I don't remember where it was at, or I just remember that, and the feeling that I got from it just made me keep going. It just made me want to work harder. I was happy. I can see my work. I can see what I was good at. I can see what I needed to improve on. I was competent to do my job now. I felt that the guys were so good at teaching me, the other 5 carpenters that were so good at teaching me and, dragging me along even if they didn't want to, or if I was annoying that day. But looking in that window, I could say, I can do my job without help. I can be a carpenter without judgment. I know what I'm talking about. I felt proud. I felt my hard work paid off. I never sent Snapchat, so I was completely proud of myself. I had to text my mom. I told Aaliyah about it. She was 3 or 4. She's like, what are you talking about? But she just looked at me and was smiling because she knew that I was happy and my aura was happy, and we just had a great day. And now I go into work, and every once in a while I think of that window and I'm just like, yeah, I can do it. No person is ever gonna stop me. I'm knowledgeable, I'm competent, I'm confident in my field. Am I always learning? I always learn. I never will stop learning. Same with education, teaching. I was always learning new things. So I was proud. What advice would I have for other women coming into the field? Stand your ground. Ask questions. Your gender has nothing to do with what you want to do. It's the competence, it's the confidence, it's the willingness to learn. Don't go in thinking that you know everything. Even if you're an 18-year-old and you think you know everything about life, don't. Go in there willing to learn, willing to put your best foot forward. If you make a mistake, You are going to make lots of mistakes. I still, to this day, yesterday I could not bend a piece of metal worth anything, but I knew that I knew how to do this. I just needed to get over my little oomph, and it was fine. Embrace all the criticism, not negative, constructive criticism, and embrace the compliments. You need the high school diploma, but you don't need any college at all. And you get a paycheck right away. You're right on the books for medical insurance, dental insurance, vision insurance, pension. There's so many good things about becoming part of the union and becoming a tradesperson that I don't know if I could probably spend days telling you about it. But I think that would be my advice. That this field can go anywhere. Be confident in who you are and what you do. Always be willing to learn, and just enjoy the victories in like where I learned how to do that window by myself.